Jazz music and rock and roll are two really popular music genres and two really popular art forms. I think there's very few people who would argue against the fact that they are in fact art, in particular when they're executed at a really high level. Although one of the things that attracts people so much to those two genres is the fact that like it just seems like the people are up there having fun, loving what they're doing, in particular when they're doing it at a really high level. And it doesn't seem like there's like a process that's being executed. It just feels like they're executing it from an artistic perspective. We love that. The reality is both rock and jazz have lots of rules that each one of those musicians follow, whether they know they're following it or not. Like maybe they just have the wiring, it's just inborn in them. They look at a music sheet and it all just makes sense and they know how to rip away and make it sound better than it looks on paper. Sales and conversations in general are the same exact art form. Like, although most people just like they get done a conversation with someone, they feel really, really enthusiastic about the conversation. They don't recognize that person is following rules in a conversation. And when you follow these rules in a conversation, whether it be a sales conversation or a personal conversation, people tend to leave those conversations really enthusiastic about the conversation they had and about the next time they're going to talk with you. So what are those roles? And there's three of them, and they're really like pretty basic in consideration. A bit more difficult to follow, but of course that's what developing and excellent leaders does, is help people follow these rules and these conversations to make sure that people leave these conversations feeling like really enthusiastic and wanting to talk with you again. And so there's three of them. One is you have to make sure that you're talking about something that you really, really want to talk about. Human beings are great at this. We love to talk about the stuff that we want to talk about. But that's only one. Many stop here. The great ones take it to the next level. They also make sure that what they want to talk about is also really extraordinarily interesting to the person that they're talking to. In fact, that conversation should be completely mutually beneficial based on the things that you jointly want to talk about. And that takes a little bit of research, a little bit of practice before you get into the conversation to understand what those common ground are. That's the term common ground. And then third is, can you bring a perspective to that, like to that topic or to that piece of knowledge that neither one of you has considered up until this point? Or like you have not like fully flushed it out and you're saying, what's your perspective on this? How did you get so interested in that? I'm like terribly interested in this, but I need to know how you, all of those things are the rules to all of those things support those three rules. And when we follow those three rules, our conversations flourish. And the next time we reach out to them, they're always really eager to talk with us again. Good selling, everyone.